top of the rising, rich rising, grand rising. Shout out to the gods and goddesses out there. Shout out to the spirit team, angelic team, the divine itself, the universe. Who's always watching, who's always waiting, who's always realizing. And soul tribe and family. And yeah, we go through some really, really weird coincidences in life sometimes where we really can decipher and put together the pieces if only we are paying attention to our own lives. I mean, it will go unnoticed if you're not truly aware of what you're doing and what and how can that affect you. And it's important for you to realize before it's too late, because not a lot of people have that mindset. Not a lot of people have that knowledge that you have. Not a lot of people can tell themselves, calm down when the hard times are here. So it is a part of my part, a little bit, to remind you guys to calm down and everything will be fine. So yeah. Wow, we got a great story for you guys today. This story's represented by prison time, jail time, story time. We're not getting into like the whole specific details, right? Because life happens to everybody. But I do want to share with you guys today, basically, something so blown out of proportion, but yeah, I get it. I understand it, and it's true. Anger, resentment, lies, manipulation. It all plays its part into how much are you willing to take? How much are you willing to handle? How much freedom are you willing to sacrifice? I was outside. I feel like it was the first time in a long time. I'm like, yo, I gotta get outside. I gotta embrace this light. I want to share a good message with the world. Like, I want to show people. I want to, be a little helping hand for some people, you feel me? Who may not be able to get up out of bed, who may fight depression, who may not truly even understand them own selves. And I'm like, bro, like, if I've been through that, if I know how to get from that, how to maneuver, if I can see beyond the veil, if I am the high priest, someone who's just tapped in, super intuitive to the divine, right? That's for a reason. God didn't make no mistake building me who I am today, who He has created, right? The universe did not make no mistake. No one's allowed to judge me. I don't care about people judging me. Because I know that this is my life, and I have to take charge in my own life. Nobody's steering the wheel. Nobody sees the blockages up ahead. Nobody sees how much good I have put out there. Nobody, it's not like it's unnoticed. It's not like I want to be noticed for that. No, I'm doing it strictly because I'm doing that for me. Because I know and understand how people get. Because they don't have a way out. They don't see that light at the end of the tunnel that I can see. Damn dumb one time, the whole world comes crashing down. They think life is over. So this Pacific story time today is jail time, prison time. Let's jump into it. Hope you guys are entertained, you know. Also, hope you guys take in the information that I'm sharing with you guys today and truly acknowledge the strength. Acknowledge that your suffering will not go in vain. And for a lot of people who has probably already been through this, you know, just like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, skating on thin ice, man. It's cold, freezing cold day. I pop out, let's go skate by the lake, barefoot, meet a couple friends there. Great vibes. I'm thinking it's a normal day. I didn't realize how powerful my manifestations were. I didn't realize how powerful I am, you know. And it's a common thing. A lot of people don't realize how strong they are. So, before I leave out, I'm like, how bad can prison be? I'm watching cop movies, you know. I'm literally just like, damn, you know. It's thoughts, you know. And these thoughts manifest. Your words are powerful. So on that way coming home, I'm one stop away from home. I'm thinking like, wow, today was a good day, like, you know. But I couldn't fully see the error of my own ways, and in time being, I didn't think I was doing nothing too critical of to jeopardize my own safety and my own health. This took place last year. It has. So, yeah. Stay away from drama. Stay away from the toxicity. Stay away from people who serve you no good. When you know, you know. And a lot of people have a hard time letting go. But I'm here to tell you that if you ever had thoughts or doubts that you should leave or you should let go, it's because deep down you know you should. Deep down you know you have to. But sometimes we get comfortable into our daily reality, like, wow, like this, it ain't so bad, you know? Though when the universe speaks, you listen. Because the universe does have a better plan, a higher plan, a more smarter, more intelligent. And because you can't see that blueprint, it's because you can't see that vision. You think it's all a miss. You think it's all a lie. You think that somebody's out there to get you. And if you never even tried or started healing on your own journey and realizing, yo, like, this isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. It's the only time when you can possibly see growth into your own expansion, your own self. Don't lose yourself to chaos. Don't lose yourself to toxicity. I'm a changed person. As in, like, I'm growing every single day. I'm learning every single day. And also practicing to be in the present every single day. It's not easy, but it's a good trait to ease the mind and all of that. Kind of been mumbling a little bit and haven't really been jumping into the story, so I'm gonna jump straight into it. We're 10 minutes in. Yeah. Let's do that. Alright, we are back. We are back. It feels so good to be home. It feels so good to be free. The worth of freedom, man. Actually, let me not. Not yet. At the end of the story. I was one stop away from home. Put my foot in the door as I'm going through the next cart. You know? It was petty. It was like, it was nothing too crazy. You feel me? I didn't hop. I didn't like hold up the train. I didn't disturb anybody's day. It was less than 5 seconds, and that's all it took to put my foot in the door. And the train conductor was having a bad day, so they called the cops. Because the cops just happened to be in the station at the time, right? And I'm like, Dad, like, you call the cops? Like, wow, like, you really said, like, don't get in. So the doors is closing, and I got my foot in the door, and I'm trying to tell the conductor, like, hey, like, can I get in the train? Can I get in? He's like, what are you doing? Or like just looking at me with this blank stare, like, I made it, but all you gotta do is open the door so I could get in. Said, usually 9 times out of 10, this happened plenty of times, you know, they would just open the door. So I knew he was having a bad day. He finally opens the door just to call the cops over to pull me off the train. And then that's when I realized I had like a warrant, you know? I had that iCard. And asked for that ID. And I'm thinking in my head, like, you can have the ID because I know I didn't do nothing crazy. I didn't do nothing wrong. And turns out, this was just for last year, off of threats. And I didn't fully understand, you know, a lot in that moment in time about just speaking on someone else's behalf and speaking on someone else's issues I wanted to promote a better safe environment for a lot of people, and I also wanted to have a conversation that was supposed to be needed. I wanted to clear off of my chest that what was being done was not right, and also I let anger dictate and control my thoughts. And that allowed that person, or that allowed that situation to overextend its part. And I understand that. And I wanted to say that forgiveness is one of the hardest things. Forgiveness is I don't know why it's the hardest thing, but people, they just feel like it's too much of a burden. It's too much of a burden to carry. It's too much of a burden, but not realizing that at least you tried. Trying is better than not doing nothing. Trying is better than failing. But when you don't try, you'll never even know if you made it. You'll never even know how close you were. And I think that's a part of what I'm learning. What I'm learning is forgiveness. Like, it's not their fault. It's not my fault. It is my fault. It is my fault. I'm not saying like 100%, like, hey, like everything is on me, but it's my fault because I am also a human being. I also have emotions. I also care a lot and deeply. And I really truly did want at some point for people to grow. And it made me not want to focus in that area because So many people have let me down. So many people have showed me their own true emotions, their own true colors, just because I seen greatness in them. Because I thought to myself, this was an opportunity to enlighten someone. So let's continue with the story. So I got locked up. I'm in my first precinct ever. And I was amazed. I still couldn't believe the day, like my eyes. And I'm thinking I'm just in there for a train ticket. No, it wasn't. It was a little bigger than that, right? So the moment I stepped foot in there, there's this guy banging on the wall talking about Judgment Day. Could you believe it? The moment I step in there, surrounded by four walls in my own cage, the guy's having an episode, a manic attack, screaming out Judgment Day. And I'm there like, wow, with a little smirk on my face, like, wow, like, makes a lot of sense. I'm definitely in here for a real reason now. When I realize I'm in here for A, Y, and B, I'm like, this whole time, the universe, they heard me. They knew what I've been through. They was there this whole time. And still today. So I was never truly alone, and I never felt alone. But this was something I needed to go through. And I couldn't even get no water. As I felt disbelief, the sinking feeling of, wow, I'll be out of here in no time, you know? Time just kept ticking, being transferred to the next place and meeting new faces and stuff like that. So the cop, which was AKA, you know, the one that locked me up, put me in a precinct, he never came. He never checked up on me. I'm just asking for some water at this point. I'm thirsty, you know. The least you could do, spare somebody some water, you know. He ain't like me, and I noticed how he ain't like me, and I didn't like him. Because he never told me what was really going on. So being locked up and not knowing what's going on is just like, it's nonsense. It would drive anybody like mad, because like the least you can do is tell somebody why are they behind bars, so they can, you know, process, figure it out. But they wanted to just leave me in there and be stressed out. They wanted to just leave me in there without a clue and tell me, wait on the detective. When he gets here, he'll update you. And tell you what's going on. So I waited about 5 hours. Detective finally shows up and say, all right, it's time to transfer you. I get picked up out of the precinct, get transferred to the bookends. So no more cells, a little bit more quiet place. At least there wasn't somebody banging on the wall constantly. Hard ass bed, free smokes, and the last sandwich, the last meal on the way there. Shout out to the detective, by the way. You feel me? Cause like I didn't eat nothing all day. I didn't know. He offered if I wanted a sandwich and some fries to sleep the night off, you know. And I'm grateful, cause like before the booking situation, he was supposed to send me to go see the judge, and then you get released, right? So I'm in the bookends with this like 10-year-old, 10 years, you know, OG who been locked up for 10 years. Tell me why. Tell me why, right? The moment I take a bite of this sandwich, this dude start throwing up. I'm like, dude, that's mad disgusting. Like, it's so nasty. Bruh. You had all day to throw up. Now you want to choose to throw up when I start eating my sandwich. I had my water. The detective brought me in one bottle of water. And not knowing that this was going to be my last drink of water before the last long, annoying day, you know? And I'm there. I got this little square room, hard ass bed, you know what I'm saying? It's a little faucet, a little toilet bowl, about yay long, you know? He said it's best to try to get some sleep. Gonna wake you up in the morning or the middle of the night. Get woken up at 3 a.m. All right, it's time to transfer. Boom, I go out to the bookends now. This is supposed to be the place where you sit down a little longer. Meanwhile, the cop who searched me, man, took 4 years to check my pockets over and over. He was mentally slow. Yes, I do agree. He was a little slow. He checked my pockets and my socks like 5 times. And I'm like, did you find what you looking for? Because like, you're doing too much. But didn't stress. I didn't complain. Because I knew I was going to get out eventually. And so I'm being transferred though. So this is the second precinct from the detective, right? The detective transfers me. And he's like, all right, this is where you're going to be placed. Yo, Rodden Passier home. Rodden Passier home is got to be the most diabolical thing in the world. Like, seeing my home for the last time when I was one stop away from getting home. And the detective goes, has a joke, you know, like, this is the last time you're going to see this place. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I might die. Like, like, damn, like, I really might die today. Who knows? But just a heads up, you know, that's probably not something you want to tell somebody, you know, especially if it's the first time. Like, that's fucked up, for real. That's fucked up. But he was a cool dude, though. He was just joking around, talking about his diabolical farts in the car. And besides going against the grain, you know, besides going against the grain and being all stuck up like, oh my God, it's the worst of the worst days in history. I'm like, no, you might as well make the best out of it. So I kept my head up and still a little bit in disbelief, like, damn, like, I'm really here right now, you know? That's what a lot of people think about, probably. So I finally get transferred over to the bookends. And flip my socks inside out, cut my hoodie strings, And they was talking about cutting my coat too. I'm like, bro, you ain't cutting my coat. But yeah. So I finally get in there. It's about 40, 30 people in one cell. It's hot. It's there's bugs on the floor. A small toilet bowl. Not much privacy to even pee, I guess. But I looked at that place as home. I said, this is where I'm gonna be staying now. And I wasn't exactly comfortable yet because, like, I don't know these people. How could I be sleeping comfortable? I'm seeing people like sleep on the floor like sardines. Like, this is nothing. Like, you know, you take off your shoes and you put your shoes has pillows. They try to give us peanut butter no jelly sandwiches. Peanut butter no jelly sandwiches was just like, it's diabolical. It's like they had just, you couldn't slice, you couldn't put something on the other half of that bread besides peanut butter. But I get it. There's probably even grosser, nastier stuff out there. So a peanut butter with bread, and the bread was hard. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, but this one dude, right? He takes the peanut butter sandwich and sleeps on it, has a pillow. Has me crying. Has me weak, bro. Like, I never even imagined. But I was like, I'm really in here now. I'm just waiting to be called up to see a judge so I could get up, get out of there, and move on with my life, fix my mistakes, and try to be a better person than who I was yesterday. I kept telling myself, like, yo, like, I don't belong here, you know? It didn't feel right. Like, it just like, there's no way in the world I'm waking up and I'm seeing bars. Like, oh, by the way, all that prison shit, that's played out. That shit ain't fun. No, you don't need to go there to get the experience. Let me be the experience today and tell you that it's not all that is cranked up to be. You don't have a hot tub in there. You don't have TV in there. You don't have a phone in there. And then 13 more hours goes past. I start almost hallucinating a little bit. Like, I have never seen the sky. Like, I didn't even see what color the sky was. I didn't even know what time it was. Like, and I gotta look at this clock and ask people, like, hey, what time it is sometimes, you know? Because, like, I don't know. It's so easy to lose track of time in there without nothing, so. I met some cool people, though. The African boy who was originally from Africa moved to New York. Super cool dude. He just put in there for some BS. He was released first out of the group. And then we have, you know, some other people who just came in. Made friends with them people. Try to speak some life into them people. Try to uplift their souls a little bit because, like, not everybody was going home. Not everybody was going to be free. Everybody got different things in there for us, so. If they can somehow find a way to manage their little impulsive decisions, it can save you a lot of time. So keep your heads up. And remember, you will get home, you will get out. Because that's not a joke, man. It's not a joke. I don't find it funny. I don't find it amusing. I don't think it's like, I'm not bragging about it like it's the coolest thing in the world. But while I was in there, I got the full experience to understand what freedom is like and what freedom means to me. And it's just a place I don't see myself going back to. We got, you know, some people who just I'm ready to rage quit. A1 crash outs. And you get some normal. Half of them was bombs, half of them was people. And my name finally gets called up after a long wait. I'm finally about to see a judge. I'm finally about to see a judge. Finally. I'm going home. But before I get home, I gotta wait another 5 hours. And this is when they ran out of water. This is when they ran out of the food. This is when I was like, damn, I'm dying of dehydration. And I look around the room and I see this little faucet. It's like a little water faucet, right? And these water faucets, they don't have a temperature on them. There's no hot and cold. But you push it and water comes out. But at least the water could be cold. There was warm water. There was warm water to drink. And I'm just like, damn, I gotta drink warm water. It's crazy. So I look at the guard and I'm like, this one lady guard sitting in front of the cage. The African dude would like to tell you guys, it was like, he said himself, the African dude, it was so funny. It was like, he said, what am I? It's like, bro, we're not caged animals. We're not caged animals. You know what I'm saying? So that definitely set the tone for me. It was like really, really funny. It was so like lively. It felt really good to hear somebody else have some thought. And he was thinking what I was thinking. I was like, I'm really a caged animal in here. Like, I really am a caged animal. It was really nice. It was really nice to hear somebody else pick up on my own thoughts. So I'm almost home, the last 5 hours, and we're talking about warm water. And basically, the lady I tried to wave over, just like, hey, like, is there any water? Like, can you? She told me she was gonna ask somebody, and she never got back to me for like an hour, 30 minutes. So I just waited, and until she finally comes back. She sits down, and I'm like, hey, like, do you think I can get some water? Cause like I'm just thirsty, you know. I was ignored. I was feeling like a caged animal. I was like, this is what it's like to be ignored and like to have your freedom revoked and to not have a bed and to not wake up on time. And she didn't know me by a can of paint. She probably looked at me like, another prisoner. Nice. But I'm grateful for the people who have, like, you know, definitely. There was some. Not all cops are bad cops. Not all cops are bad cops. But I'm definitely grateful for that water bottle. That was my last meal. So they gave Chow fighting chance. Hangover 3, the movie. If you get it, you get it. They gave Chow fighting chance. You know. And that's basically what I was feeling like. I was dying of dehydration for the last couple hours. And I didn't want to drink warm water, but I had no choice. I had to, like, that's all I had, you know. I took 2 sips. I said, fuck it, whatever happens now happens. It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting, actually. My boy Chris finally gets up, goes to see the judge. I'm like, damn, Chris, you out, man. Chris was talking about when he gets out, he's running home. He's jogging home. Like, he ain't gonna be in there, like, ever again. Like, he done. He was sleeping on the train. And he told me that they just came up to him and started searching him without asking any questions or a warrant. They just came up, seen that he was sleeping, and they just searched him, you know? And then that was that. And that's how he got in there. So, I guess my name finally was called up at the very end. 12. They closed around 1 o'clock. And if I didn't see the judge at 1 o'clock, I would have to wait till another day and leave in the afternoon around 2. But they called, and I'm just like, yes, yes. The judge came to see me. I'm going home. The lawyer came to see me. We spoke to the lawyer first before the judge. She's like, yo, don't do that no more. And I said, okay, I understand. And I went to see the judge, and they let me go. And then I was free. I looked up at the sky for the very first time and said, hey, it's time to start running home. What a day. 2 days, more than 48 hours, treacherous roaches, people yelling, barely no sleep. All of that because I couldn't control how right I was. How right. I just needed to feel validation for something that had nothing to do with me, you know? And it's like I didn't have that people. I didn't have somebody to tell me like, hey, like, calm down, like, you'll be okay. I didn't have nobody to tell me the hard part is over. This next chapter is all you, baby. You all that we got. I didn't have nobody comfort me. I didn't have nothing. That I was dealing with this for the very first time, and like, I'm grateful for the experience, of course. I don't plan on going back, so that's great. And I learned, if you have something to say to somebody and it's not the best of words, keep it to yourself. Because I'm not going back. And honestly, I'm gonna keep that last thought to myself. Thank you guys for watching this video. And this was basically my time in prison or jail. Make the best. My words of advice for the last couple minutes, my words of advice has to be given out. Just while you're in there, do not lose your mental. Make everything fun. Truly appreciate the experience when you are in there. If you are in there for a short time and you know you're getting out, you know you're getting home, remind yourself you are going home. Remind yourself you are going home. Take a breath. Sleeping, taking naps, savoring food is very valuable. Savor the little foods that you get, fruits, apples, cereal, milk, whatever. Save it, treasure it, and put it in your pocket, because you're not going to know when you're going to be fed or fed water. So savor your food. And if you see a hard peanut butter, no jelly sandwich, you can use that as a pillow to sleep on. Just get comfortable. Get very comfortable enough where you can fall asleep to pass speed on time. And don't worry about the time. just know you are going home and you'll be fine. Thank you guys for listening, watching, tapping in, tuning in. This was quite an experience for me. And till next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.